Hi. So, Elite Ninja Kion asked if I had any advice on breaking into the social scene of comics and webcomics. And I think it's a good idea to meet with other creators and meet. Fuck. Three, two. Hi. So, Elite Ninja Kion asked if I had any advice on breaking into the social scene of comics and webcomics. And personally, I think it's a good idea to know other creators, to have people that you can bounce ideas off of, or just commiserate with, or just talk to about comics stuff. Because, sometimes your family members or your spouse or your significant other just don't get it. And you need someone else who knows exactly what you're talking about to just give you some input or feedback. Certainly, the cover to my book would have been a lot suckier if I didn't have friends who were in comics to bounce ideas off of. So I do think it's a good idea to meet other comics creators. And fortunately, most of the people in comics are kind of cool. They're really nice because they don't have time to cultivate a snobby, holier-than-thou attitude. And those that do have that kind of attitude, you don't want to hang out with them anyway, because they're not going to be nice, they're not going to give you advice, they're not going to be helpful. They're just going to look down on you, and that's kind of shitty. So, fairly soon you will figure out who are the type of people you want to hang out with in the comics industry. It's like any other social scene. It's like high school, except not exactly like high school. And we don't always date each other, although there is a lot of dating within the comics community. Anyway, I think the best way to get to know other creators is to meet them on the convention circuit. And I say best because that's where everybody is. It's easy for everybody to just hang out there. And if you're behind the table, and if you're a creator yourself and you're showing off your stuff, and you have somebody cool next to you, that's an easy way to meet a fellow creator. Get their info before the convention ends and just talk shit online, Twitter, Facebook, anything like that. If you aren't able to get to a convention because maybe it's too far, or maybe it costs too much money, or you're just not ready to exhibit your work and you're just kind of nervous, check out in your local area if there are any meetup groups. In the Washington, D.C. area, we used to have something called the Washington Webtoonist Meetup Group, and it was like a Yahoo meetup group, and a bunch of us would get together, I think like the second Tuesday of every month, at a bar and just hang out. Some of us would bring comics to work on, some of us would bring scripts to work on, some of us would just come to drink and just hang out. And a lot of those people that were in that meetup group, we ended up all joining together to do Super Art Fight. I actually met Rob Balder, the writer of Erfworld, at one of those meetups, and we eventually went on to collaborate on book 1 of Erfworld. So check in your local area if there are any meetup groups in the area, and if there aren't, you should just start one. It's really easy. Just send out an email, or just I think just sign up with Yahoo Meetup, and then post hey, I'm going to be at the mall on Friday night at 5 p.m. or something like that. Set up a time, make it regular, call a couple of your friends, they can call a couple of their other friends, and you can start your own circle. You don't have to join a comics group to be in with the cool crowd. You could just search in your own area and make up your own group. I think also in the DC area there's the DC Conspiracy. I've met a couple of them at shows before. I haven't gone to any of the meetings yet, but I might end up doing that if I have time. So yeah, meetups are a pretty good way of meeting other creators. Conventions, meetups. There's also, and this can be kind of tricky because some people online, their personalities are different online than they are in real life. But sometimes creators will meet online through Facebook. Like if you talk to a creator on Facebook, sometimes they'll answer. It really depends on their policy. Like some people don't talk to strangers on Facebook or Twitter or Google Plus or anything like that. So you just got to figure out what type of person the person you're trying to get in contact with is. Like, I'm easy. If you email me something, I'll try to answer it. If you ask me something on Tumblr or Twitter, I'll try to answer you either in a video question or just right away when I have the time. Some people are kind of sketchy on answering strangers' questions, so you might need to meet them in like a forum. There are a bunch of webcomics creator forums out there, webcomic sites out there. You can just search and you'll come up with a whole bunch of them on Google. And forums are a great way to meet people. I actually got my first professional coloring gig because I met some creators through a forum. I got the nerve to say, hey, I want to try out being a colorist. Here's some samples of my stuff. And that's how I got my first coloring gig, because I'd met these people online through a forum. So forums are another great way to meet other creators. Personally, I like seeing people face to face. It just, sometimes when you write things online, it doesn't come across the way it would if you were having a normal conversation with somebody. So that's my personal preference. But, I understand that it's sometimes difficult, especially for artists, to get outside of their head and actually go out into the world and interact with people. So doing things online is a lot easier. And actually, I get that way too. Like I'm miserable at parties. Like I'm shit at small talk or just meeting strangers. Like if I wasn't married, I would probably be single forever, because I would never go to a bar because I don't drink. And I would never just go up to a strange woman and ask them, the whole concept of small talk baffles me. In a convention situation, I'll chat up anybody. It's this weird thing. Like, I know they're there, they're geeky because they're at a convention. I will talk to almost anybody at a convention. But in a regular social situation, I get this, like, I can't do it. I'm a fucking wallflower. So I understand if you feel nervous about going up to people in person. Meeting them online first is a good way to kind of ease into things, and then setting up a meetup group and that kind of stuff. So those are some ideas on how to meet other comic creators in your area or at conventions, other places. If you are a comics creator and you have some alternate ideas or other ideas on how to meet other creators, please let me know. Write in with a comment on the YouTube or Tumblr or wherever I post this, Twitter. Hit me up with some questions or suggestions, and I'd love to hear from you guys. And of course, if you have any questions, you can ask me, and I'll try to hit you up either here or whatever format you ask me the question in. So that's all I got for today. I'm going to go and color these now. It's Wednesday and Friday's comic. And then I will have some time to do some other stuff. Alright, so check you later. Bye.